Let's now take our first story, where fire has gutted three-story buildings at Makola in the Central Business District of Accra. The building is made up of shops occupied by traders who deal in hair and cosmetic products. The fire, according to eyewitness, began around 9 a.m. on Monday, July 5, 2021, in one of the shops and started spreading to others. This came a few days after fire gutted part of the CMB police station also here in Accra. The fire, which started about 8 o'clock in the morning on Friday, July 2, 2021, destroyed office space, washrooms and other parts of the facility until 12 noon, where fire services were able to bring the situation under control. My colleague Henry Kwesibedu will be joining me in the studio for us to delve into this whole situation, as the current situation at Makola and what the personnel are doing in able to control the whole situation. Now we go to Ashanti region for our next story. Henry will be in the studio. Let's go to Ashanti region, where the Ashanti Zongo Union is calling on government to develop a new strategies to deal with security issues following the recent surge in violent crime across the country. A report filed by Ashanti regional correspondent Abdul Basit Suleiman and is read to you.
At the Kumasi Central Mosque in relation to the murder of Muhammad Ibrahim alias Kaka and two others during a protest by the youth of Ejura, the Ashanti Zongo Union, which is an embodiment of all ethnic groups living in the Zongo communities in the Ashanti region, are expressing worry over several cases of violent crimes in parts of the country.
It is very unfortunate that any time you hear about demonstrations and the police or the military intervened, the end result is to shoot. It's shooting and killing. Most especially when it happens in the Zongo communities. The historic records of shooting of Zongo youth and false accusal statements released by security agencies had been reoccurring, and that's shown serious conflict mismanagement among the police and the Zongo communities.
They further advised the government to reconsider the current approach used in dealing with the Zongo-related riots, which usually escalates and results in loss of lives.
We therefore seek change in approaches when dealing with Zongo issues like any other community, and therefore we charge our fellow youth in the Zongo communities to continue to be law-abiding citizens in protecting their rights and interests. Also, it is the duty of our security agencies, community leaderships, to collaborate and develop new strategies to deal with issues as they arise in our Zongo communities, in order to continue to make relevance and progressive gains to sustain livelihoods.
The union further urged the youth of Ejura to remain calm as government takes steps to unravel the circumstances leading to the loss of lives in the recent protest by the youth.
Stay in the region, where a violent clash between some Zongo youth on one of the side of Ashanti youth on the other, and in Tonso in Kwabre East Municipality of the Ashanti region on Monday, 5th July 2021, has led the injury of 6 people. The clash is said to have started between two feuding factions at a nightclub at no size, they call it, on Sunday night. The cause of the renewed clash between the two factions are not known on now, but it started on Monday and it's immediately known. Some schools near the area have been closed down, and Justina Apia-Kobi is a teacher at Tonso RC Primary said. So the journalists, parents rushed to the school to take their children home as a result of the school closed to ensure the children return home safely, and security personnel have been deployed to the area to ensure that there is peace in the area. We now come to the studio and speak with my colleague Henry Kwesibedu on what happened today at the Makola market. A very good afternoon to you, Henry.
Good evening, sir. Okay,
thanks so much for your time. Do we know exactly what caused the fire today?
As it stands now, you know, when this incident or infernos happen in the country, the fire service will say that they need a little bit of time to do their own analysis or investigations to come to a conclusion to know actually what started the fire. But you know, there are persons, traders who were there. According to them, I think there was a light out yesterday. So today, when the traders came in, the light out was still there. So they started using a generator that is the generator set, to give them power. I think that was from the layman's point of view. That is not the certified investigations from the the Ghana Fire Service. But according to them, it was a generator that sparked when the light came back on. That was what caused the fire. So that is what they said.
How would you describe, the readiness of the state when it comes to fighting fire? Because we heard the mayor talk about the fact that there are fire hydrants, but then they are lacking water to quench this fire.
That is a huge issue when it comes to fighting fires in a country. As it stands now, you saw that is the fire. That is the tenders with the tall ladders. According to the Ghana Fire Service, there are only 2 of these tenders in the country. So most of the tenders that we have are the smaller ones that will come to a place where there is a fire and try and direct the water from the ground onto wherever the fire is. So looking at the situation, if you have a building that has 16 floors, that has 20 floors, that has 15 or 4, even 7 floors, is going to be difficult. But that is the situation on the ground. Very close to where the incident happened is the Makola Mall. There are hydrants there, but according to the fire service and also that is the AME mayor, the issue is that there is not enough pressure in this hydrant for the fire service to connect their pipes to enable them direct this water onto the fire. That is, the inferno that's happened around that area. So probably the first one around the central business is when you talk about the central business, the Makola area, the in front of Cocoa Board, all those areas don't have this hydrant, or there was no water in the area, so they had to travel as far as Circle, go to Kaneshi, go to Alajo, go to Achimota to go and get fire. So there were about 9 fire tenders there, but at a particular point in time, you only find about 2 or 3 of them working because they didn't have water. So when you try dosing the flames and your water gets finished, you don't have any option than to drive to either Circle, Achimota or the other areas to go and get water to come back to fight the fire.
I could see you came to the office today in white. I could see dots of black because of this situation. Looking at the whole situation at Makola today, what do you think will be the comfort of the traders? As you spoke to them, did they tell you their goods have been insured or their shops have been insured? How are they surviving beyond today?
That is the issue. We spoke to one lady. That was after we spoke to the fire service, PR, and also the mayor of Accra, who, one, has not insured her goods in the shop. Everything totally bent. She doesn't know where to turn to. We spoke to another person who says he has insurance for the shop. But looking at the structure, it looks like the structure, I'm not an expert, but it looks like from the layman point of view, it looks like the structure will have to be pulled down. When you pull this structure down, how long is it going to take for you to reconstruct another structure? Where are these traders going to find their ends meet?
Did the mayor respond to some of these things?
The mayor says they will come out with after their investigations is done, they will come out with an official conclusion or solution to how to help these traders if they are going to give them compensation. But the issue is, if they are giving compensation, how much are they going to give you? Because these traders, most of them are wholesale traders who buy goods in bulk, keep them at their shops, and retailers travel as far as Takrady, all parts of the country, come buy them and take them to their smaller shops to go and buy. So most of them, there was one lady who collapsed at the scene. She was picked up and rushed to the nearest hospital because she couldn't stand it that most of her goods in the shop
have all been burnt.
I
was going to come to you on the side whether beyond, money and then goods that have been burned to the ground, if lives were affected in this whole fire situation.
Before we left there, the fire service had been able to bring the situation under control. There was no one. We didn't hear of any person who was affected in this incident. So the reason why no life or anyone was injured in this process was it started in one of the shops. So a small shop was where the fire, that is per the information we picked on the ground. It started in one of the shops. They had to, they tried to get a fire service to get the situation under control. The Tudu, that is branch of the Ghana Fire Service, didn't have a fire tender stationed at the particular time around 8:30 a.m. when the incident happened to go and get them, to bring the situation under control, to dose the flames. So that was what caused the inferno. But before we left there, we hadn't heard of any person who was either hurt or who was, affected, any loss of life or something, aside properties running into millions of Ghana cedis that were lost in today's fire.
Okay, Henry, I'm sure we're going to have more of these at 7 on Newsnight.
Sure.
That's Henry Kwesibedu, our correspondent here in the newsroom, updating us about this Makola fire situation.
Dadiana, I seen Trasana, a Buogumino. I want the Janet Statia, a static to Werby, and the Sabla me, Miakasam Tumlika Kohono. I know Mobaya, Kawana, Kebedum Jano. I can't mean yet, dear Dre. Et Miss Samo, Ghana says, Yabella, anybody as I say, Cabo.
Now get to do with some security matters where 2 teenagers who were among 6 persons shot by security personnel during a protest at Ajura are battling for survival at the Konfanoti Teaching Hospital in Kumasi. One of the 2, Awal Misbau, has had his right leg amputated, while Louis Ayagba, the other 19-year-old boy, has also undergone surgery at his waist and stomach. Parents of the 2 boys have raised concerns of neglect by government in supporting with funds for their treatment.
Wednesday, until I'm seeing to Yakan, 15 million, in Fanto, and we Thursday, no Maya Colano operation. I'm Pansu scanning to her 15 million. You will do a crash, say more than 20 million. I did share Thursday, and a Mudia Colano theatre. I'm going to do theatre, a Colana Juman, I'm see, I don't know. Ye into your fambra jiha and a junior and a mofra ambulance and for the fire and a bedu hasi a bedu hansu a bedu habe 10 o'clock 10 su yampa and see a colano ambulance and panusu a colani tinasa a my dear cheer I fed the colani su yanani su Sana yefre yokumo hini fre doctor ana doctor mayampa ene dia kolani tumpani so asana mudini ko doctor ho asana doctor no ehwe no nti nduma no ana yeti nkase ebe akolani edini be ko theater na omaye scan ni nanu anya dia ebe ye wana mukotwa I want 40 years. The man said, I could say, Baby, I want some who can get me. The Mecca, no, couldn't MP Jura and Waba. Yet, I see Yamishano, Yamibana Basu, Yamimanche, Empire Mabama.
Let's still stay on this story. And during our news at 12, as Newsbeat on Metro TV, the Ashanti regional correspondent Abdul Basit Suleiman updated us on the medical condition of the 2 issues, where the first we're told of a dry incident and a 16-young boy whose leg had to be amputated, and the incident which also came up at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology, where there was a confrontation between students of Katanga and Conti Hall during the vetting of SRC president aspirants. We are going to join now Ashanti regional correspondent via Zoom, Basit, to tell us the situation right now with the hospital and also at Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology. Basit, good afternoon and welcome to Newsflash. Good afternoon to you, Basit. We're trying to connect with Ashanti regional correspondent Abdul Basit. Basit, can you please unmute at your end so we can continue with the conversation?
Yeah, good afternoon. Can you hear me now?
It's perfect. Thank you very much for your time. What more do you have for us on the hospital situation with a young boy whose leg got to be amputated?
Actually, the two young boys who are currently on admission at the Companachi Teaching Hospital, their parents are very devastated due to lack of funds to take care of these young children. And you know, when these incidents occur, a lot of dignitaries, and as I follow the Vice President, the Interior Minister, and other dignitaries to the Jura where the disease were, they were able to support them with financial something to console the family. But these two who have been left at the hospital have not been taken care of. Not even a single government official have visited them to at least see how they are even faring. When I visited the hospital, according to the parents of the two young boys, ever since they came there, things have been very difficult for them because they have to put down some money before they were able to take care of these young children.
Okay,
one of them, who is the youngest, the 16-year-old, Awal Misbah, has been amputated in his right leg because, according to the doctors at the Companoche, almost all the knee pads have been spoiled, and there's nothing they can do to fix the leg unless they amputated it. So
okay,
as I'm speaking with you now, his right leg has been amputated, whilst the other one, who is 19 years, has also been operated with. For him, according to the doctors, he had a problem with the intestine, so they have to work on it. So they've operated his waist and the stomach, and he's also responding to treatment. The parents are appealing to the authorities to, as a matter of urgency, try and support them. These concerns came out when a member of parliament for Edra Bawa Bremer, together with his colleague, MP for Garu, visited these two boys at the Companoche to see how they are faring and supported them with some undisclosed amount of money to cover their medical bills.
Okay, Basit, at the moment, how long have they stayed at the hospital, and do we know the exact amount we are dealing with at this time?
Actually, they've not quoted an amount as to what is needed, but you know, with surgeries and other complicated diseases, most of the time it requires a lot of money, because the one who has been amputated, before they even admitted him, the mother had to pay about 1,500 cedis before he was even admitted to undergo some processes.
Okay.
So according to them, they really require some kind of support so that they will be able to have quality health care delivery.
Okay, what have you picked from the management of Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology as far as the SRC's processes as the election is concerned?
All activities within the elections of the SRC have been halted in the campus of the Kwame Nkrumah University of Science and Technology following the disturbances which occurred yesterday. According to the university relation officer, whom I tried speaking with on Zoom this afternoon, but unfortunately, due to the poor nature of the network, he told me that they instituted a committee to investigate the circumstances that led to the disturbances and submit a report, a recommendation that the school would implement, that there will not be any future occurrences. But he also wants some miscreants who usually mingle with students, who are not students, but usually mingle with students to commit such disturbances on campus. And he also further appealed to parents to try as much as possible to come to the school and find out, because according to him, some students have been expelled from the school, but they are moving around the campuses. If there is any program, they are those who usually commit such disturbances.
Okay, Bassett, what time was given to this committee to submit their report to the management?
Yeah, I even tried finding out, but the URO who was not part of that committee, told me that he will communicate to me as to the terms of reference and the timeline. But they are starting. The committee is being instituted this morning.
Okay. We're most grateful for your time here on Newsflash. Abdul Bassett is our Ashanti regional correspondent, and we will follow this development and keep you updated at 7 o'clock. Still watching Newsflash with me, Nane Ontwi. We're taking a short break. We're back with more.
The world has seen a lot of evolution in recent times. Global network facilitated by trade continues to grow stronger and forge nations closer together.
On International Trade Focus, we'll share with you the current industry, tech and commercial avenues turning the world's trade wheel. This is your gateway to international business connections and trading events. Get the inside views, vital information, trends and analysis on emerging trade giants in Ghana and beyond. International Trade Focus, the global television trade showcase, transcending barriers in creativity and innovation. Join me, Anna Spiel, as I give you a whole menu of international trade activities. International Trade Focus, your timely business hub. International Trade Focus is brought to you by GOL, ADB, Pediasi Valley Resorts and Public Elegant.
You're welcome back to the program. Still watching Newsflash with me, Nana. Remember, we're live on Facebook and YouTube on the handle Metro TV Ghana. Now, to our next story, a member of the communications team of the National Democratic Congress, Jifa Tega, has blamed President Akufo-Addo for recent state of insecurity in the country. According to her, lack of punishment for personnel who go against the rules, are fingered in incidents of violent attack, have emboldened them to continue with these acts of unprofessionalism. Meanwhile, a member of the New Patriotic Party's communication team, Lawuratu Musa Saka, is urging Ghanaians to remain calm as investigation into the Ejra killing and Wa military brutalities are underway.
Not be encouraging and coloring violence. Death is death. It has no color. Crime is crime. It has no color. Let's all be each other's keeper. Let's all be responsible citizens and make sure that when we do what we are supposed to do, it's easy to call out these people and get what we are paying them. It's high time we come to a point where we delve into it and get to the bottom of this. The committee has been set up. They are going to come out with a report by the 9th of July. It will go to the president. Let's wait and see.
We are looking at the trend of issues. All these things that happened, Annie, what was the result? What did the normal Ghanaian see? Did we see perpetrators being brought to book? Did we see people being jailed? Did we see people resigning? Because some of these things were clear negligence, some were deliberate acts to, you know, to throw violence on civilians. I mean, per a lot of investigations, you realize that these things are pure crime and should be dealt in the harshest way possible. I'm saying that at the end of the day, there is order that has to come in place, and there is somebody at the top who is in charge of making sure that once everything has gone wayward, everyone hasn't done their work right, I come in and make sure somebody goes home for not doing something that they were supposed to do. Somebody is jailed for doing something that they did and they were not supposed to do. Someone is persecuted, you understand, in the public's eye, for everyone to know that the law is working. And at the end of the day, inform Ghanaians that you have severe consequences to face when you toe down a certain line. And the person I'm talking about is the president. Trust me, his voice is so much. This is a man who was supposedly elected by the people and who represents the people.
Now to some health matters, government has absorbed the cost of surgery to separate the set of conjoined twins at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital. The procedure, according to doctors, will cost a total of 15 million cedis when carried out, which will be a significant milestone in Ghana's medical history. Chief of Staff Akosua Frema Osei-Opare declared government's intention on Monday when she visited the hospital on behalf of the President, Akufo-Addo.
160 medical and non-medical practitioners are about to conduct a surgery that will change the face of medical practice in Ghana. It is described a groundbreaking surgery, being the first of its kind to be performed in Ghana and in the sub-region by a team of local medics. The twins are conjoined in the head, and according to medical experts, the procedure to separate them will be in phases. Dr. Samuel Kaba is the lead surgeon.
This shows the great interest and the public interest as well in this case, that in a time of a national call, a clarion call, Ghanaians have responded. We currently have about 160 medical and non-medical personnel working on these conjoined twins to see if we can successfully separate them. Worldwide, even in Johns Hopkins in the US, they had to assemble 150. In UK, 125. In India, 130. And we have also assembled our team, and we are having a lot of communications with our colleagues who have had the experience in this kind of surgery. Some of them are willing to join us in Ghana, and on daily basis, we exchange notes, we consult. And this surgery, if done successfully in Ghana, is going to be one of the historic moments in our life. It will change the landscape of medical expertise in this country and put Ghana on the high level of medical expertise when it comes to the continent. It will be the first time in Ghana, first time in the sub-region, and we are very grateful to be part of this history.
15 million cedis, according to the surgeon, is needed to cater for the cost of surgery, logistics and consumables.
We came out to announce that we needed 3 million, which would be for consumables and other logistics. But for the equipment alone, for this surgery, Honorable Chief of Staff, which we do believe that we'll be happy to announce to you that the total cost when we now finish comes to almost 50 million. The 3 million is just for the logistics and consumables for them. And let's all remember that any time we're operating on the case, we are talking of 2 human beings. So what would have cost for 1 person, we have to multiply it. And to take us not less than 5 stages, minimum of 4 stages, to be able to do this surgery. And we will be working on this all year round. It will take us the whole year together, because in each stage, they will recover, come back, till the final stage we are able to do it.
Once the story made the headlines on both traditional and social media, some Ghanaians and benevolent organizations have been contributing towards the surgery. Members of President Akufo-Addo's cabinet were also informed, and the president instructed that the state take up the cost of the surgery. Chief of Staff Akosua Frema Osei-Opare visited the Greater Accra Regional Hospital to convey the president's message. She said the support was in line with the government's vision to make Ghana a medical hub in Africa. Meanwhile, the medical experts are optimistic of a successful surgery.
His Excellency the President recognized the fact that this feat, this effort that you want to put in is very much in line with the Ghana Beyond Aid agenda. We believe in self-sufficiency. We have strong belief in the capacity of Ghanaians to stand to the test of both economic and social.
A step in the right direction on the part of the presidency, and we wish the little twins the best of luck. My name is Nanayo Nchi. We came to you from the Kwabahima studios here in Office Complex at North.
Metro TV, insightful and inspiring moments.